Hello, this is another cutting and destructive test against a Ronin Katana. These are the Dojo Pro Series models. Cutting test to see how it performs, cutting as if this was a shield. And this is a standard piece of 5-ply plywood, so let's see how it does. As you can see, the katana suffered no damage. The fittings are still tight, nothing loose. If you like one of these Dojo Pro katanas from Ronin Katana, they're available at roninkatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, this is another cutting and destructive test on a Ronin Katana. These are the Dojo Pro Series models. Cutting test to see how it performs on the thickest piece of UVC pipe I have. So here we go. As you can see, there's no damage to the Ronin Katana. If you'd like one of these katanas, they're available at roninkatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, this is a Ronin Katana Dojo Pro model number 15. I'm going to see if I can cut this last layer of these jugs just to see if I can make the cut. So here we go. Well, I made the cut. If you'd like one of these Ronin Katanas, they're available at roninkatana.com or theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, this is Jason Woodard, and this is a Ronin Katana from their Dojo Pro Series, and this is a cutting destructive test against a metal pole to see exactly how much abuse one of the Ronin Katanas that are handmade can perform. So let's see how it does. As you can see, the Ronin Katana held up very well from such abuse. There is some slight damage to the edge, slight rolling in about 4 places, but very small, very minute. As you can see, the blade is still straight, not bent, but it does have minimal edge damage. I would not recommend trying this at home, and I would not recommend doing this to a finely made katana. If you'd like one of these well-built katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here, and I am doing some test cutting on some locally grown bamboo with a Ronin Katana. This is the Dojo Pro Series Model 15 cutting test to see how it does on a piece of bamboo. As you can see, it cuts very easily through the bamboo. If you'd like one of these katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here. I am testing and reviewing and destructive testing one of these Ronin Katanas. I have put it through the mill and it's held up well so far. These are one of the Dojo Pro Series katanas. And this is a hazard barrel from the interstate. So I'm really going to enjoy cutting this, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy watching it too. See how this katana performs. As you can see, that was all too easy for the katana, and that was a lot of fun. If you'd like one of these Ronin katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, this is a cutting and destructive test against our Ronin Katana. This is their Dojo Pro Series model. Test against a impact resistant bottle full of water. Let's see how it performs. As you can see, after a couple of cuts, the Ronin had no problem cutting through it. If you'd like one of these katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, this is a Ronin Katana. This is the Dojo Pro Series, doing some destructive cutting tests to see how they perform. This is a thicker piece of PCV pipe, so let's see how it does. As you can see, the katana held up very well. There's no damage. Some plastic on the blade, but no chipping. If you'd like one of these Ronin katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, I'm doing another cutting and destructive test on a Ronin Katana. These are the Dojo Pro Series models. Cutting test on a 4x4 pressure treated wood to see how it performs. As you can see, the katana suffered no damage. The grip's still tight, no looseness. If you'd like one of these katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and the SwordBuyersGuide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here. I'm doing some testing and some destructive testing on some of these Ronin Katanas. These are the Dojo Pro Model Series. No in particular number, just the same blades are all made the same way, are all handmade. I'm going to do some tests, see how it performs. As you can see, the Ronin Katana held up very well against the PVC pipe. If you'd like one of these Ronin Katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and the SwordBuyersGuide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here. I am reviewing and testing a Ronin Katana. These are the Dojo Pro Series models. This is a stabbing test and slashing test to see how hard the tip is and how it performs. So here we go. As you can see, the katana had no problems going through the can, no damage to the tip, don't see any damage to the edge. Looks like it held up well, the fittings are so tight. If you'd like one of these Ronin Katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and the SwordBuyersGuide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here. Doing a cutting test using my new Ronin Katana. This is the Dojo Pro model number 15. It's a cutting test to see how sharp it is and see how it performs. As you can see, it's very sharp and cuts very easily. If you'd like one of these Ronin Katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and the SwordBuyersGuide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here, doing some simple cutting tests with my new Ronin Katana. This is the Dojo Pro model number 15. We do a simple cutting test just to see how sharp it is and see how it performs. As you can see, it cut through the jug very easily. If you'd like one of these katanas, they're available at RoninKatana.com and the SwordBuyersGuide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here. I am doing a review and destructive testing on this Ronin Katana. I've put this sword through a lot of torture tests and destructive tests, and this is the last test. This is a concrete block, and this is a Ronin Katana. So far it's held up very well. You shouldn't try this at home. This is dangerous. You should wear some kind of protective gear if you're going to do the test like this. So I'm going to push this sword to the limit and cut at this block and see how it performs. That's what the helmet's for. As you can see, you should never try this with a katana. This is abuse of a katana, and this is something you should never do to a sword. I have put this sword through some harsh torture tests, and it has held up very well. Hitting concrete is the worst thing you could do to a katana, but I'm highly impressed with how well these have held up under such torturous conditions. If you like a well-built, overbuilt, handmade katana, Ronin Katana carries them, and they're available at roninkatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here again. I'm still testing this old Ronin Katana that I've run through every pace, and it took everything I had to finally break it hitting concrete. So this is what's left of it. It's held up very well. Should never do that with a katana. So I'm going to just hit at it some more with this brick with my protective shield down. See how much more abuse this blade can take. As you can see, the katana won and cut the concrete block in two finally. This has held up very well and it's taken a lot of abuse, but it's something you should never do with a katana. They're very well made and I'm very impressed. If you'd like a Ronin Katana, they're available at roninkatana.com or theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here, and I am still reviewing this Ronin Katana. These are from the Dojo Pro Series models. I have tested it thoroughly and it has held up well. I'm going to test the tip one more time against a galvanized steel trash can lid to see how it performs. So here we go. As you can see, the tip is fine. There's no damage. A little scuffing on the end, but nothing that won't buff out. This Ronin Katana is very impressive. It has held up very well to every test I've put it through. It's got some mar and scuffing on the blade, but actually some of the stuff can be buffed out. And there's some plastic on it from the trash can and the road hazard barrel. But anyway, this sword has held up very well. Fittings are still tight. Nothing's come loose. If you'd like one of these Ronin Katanas, they're available at roninkatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, Jason Woodard here. I am doing one more cutting test with my Ronin Katana. This is a Dojo Pro model number 15 cutting test just to see how sharp it is and how it performs. Here we go. As you can see, it cuts through it very easily. If you'd like one of these Ronin Katanas, they're available at roninkatana.com or theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you. Hello, I'm going to do one more test. I'm going to do some cutting towards this galvanized steel lid to see how it performs on the sword. So let's see how this works. Again, I don't see any major damage to the blade other than what's been previously done with all the torturing tests I've done. I don't recommend doing this at home, and no katana should ever be abused this way. This just shows you how much abuse these swords can take. So if you'd like one of these Ronins, they're available at roninkatana.com and theswordbuyersguide.com. Thank you.